Now, it's funny you say about Sparkle, the 4 preservations. I wanted to do this offline, but I decided against it. When I might still do, it depends. This might not end up being a video, it might, who knows. If it is, hey, hello, come watch us live next time. Twitch, follow the links in the description, blah blah blah. I want to talk about preservation, okay, because right now, the whole big new topic, or the big hot thing, is Dan Hong. I made a joke a while ago, by a while ago, like a day or so ago, he's the 5th best preservation unit. When in reality, there's only like 4, which you can see here. Nobody's using Preservation Trailblazer, which, go back and buff them. Nobody's using March 7th, the 4-star, because she's a 4-star. We all know 4 stars in Hoyo games aren't really the best. Well, at least in Star Realm. But something interesting happened, where I got the light cone. Now, the light cone really threw me off. Like, ignoring this increased the wearer's attack by 64%, and ignoring the readout. It was right here. When a wearer uses ultimate, restores HP equal to 10% of the wearer's attack for all allies, and additionally restores HP equal to 10% of the wearer's attack for the current character with lowest HP. He's a shielder, okay? Everything in his kit says, Tagashi provides a shield. Like, you'll find it everywhere. Provides a shield. Oh, you've skilled? Provide a shield. Dragon's attack. Soul Dragon's attacked? Provide a shield. Use an ultimate. You know, provide a shield. And also heal now? And it made me think. I was thinking about Limber's company and what they do with dual status effects. Where with the Heishu's it's Rupture and Poise. The Blood Fiends, the Manchulans have Bleed and Rupture built in, which I find really weird. But then it hit me. He might just be the best preservation unit. I was very against this at first. And now I'm like, oh shit. That's pretty good. Because it opens up different avenues now of... Well, maybe preservation units aren't just all about preserving. Maybe they're more, like, proactive. And then it hit me again. It's just remembrance. I think that's the worst thing to happen so far. Like, the 5th best. We've got Fush 1 here, we've got Japad. In fact, let's load up Pride Run real quick. Here's the preservation units. These are the only 2 you're ever going to use. Japad, nah. You're using Harmony or Remembrance. Who? Fush 1, maybe. Buffer, then we'll see. It got me thinking. Abundance. They're also preservation units when you think about it. Preservation is, I'm keeping you alive. We're a sustainer. These are also sustainers. Huohuo's insane. Luocha. Luocha's Luocha. Lingsha even. Gallagher even. And then you've got Remembrance. You've got Hyacine. Which... I don't need to tell you it's Hyacine, okay? Like... And that just made me think, this is such a problem because... I feel like preservation's pretty worthless. Because, let's be honest, with Venturing, you're in a follow-up attack team. He doesn't really feel like a sustain event, he's following up. He's just sustains coming from a byproduct of all the follow-up attacks happening that triggers his big follow-up. You know, the big click, the watch your head. Same with Dan Hong. And I can't decide if I like it or not. I can't decide if I like the direction they're going with, where characters do 2 to 3 things instead of just the one thing really well. They do 2 to 3 things pretty decently. Like, we all know Venturing with his shield. He presses big skill, huge shield. It will sustain for God knows how long, the full 3 turns. Then he applies it again. He's really good at doing that. The follow-up damage isn't a lot. It might be 7 to 10k. But if he's following up every... like, within 3 cycles... By that I mean, oh, he's done his follow-up attack 3 times. That damage adds up. Dan Hong doesn't do that, thankfully. Like, it's not insane damage when he does his ultimate. It's like 30k, which is great. Unlike Hyacine, who's just 100k for some fucking reason. Because she has a 100+ crit rate at all times. And it's not consistent either. He's just really well at keeping you alive. That's the part I like about him. I just don't like how he keeps you alive. Now, that's just a personal gripe. You might disagree. You might be like, whoa, let me be in a bit of an idiot. Why would you say that? It's called an opinion. You know, everyone's got one. And I don't know how people will think about that. Balor v Bundesco, Balor's best healer in the game. And right, I mean, yes and no. Like, they're all pretty good to an extent. I don't know. Like, I would like to have structured this in a better way with, like, more examples. And in fact, maybe I'll add on a little bit at the end being like, hey, here's an example of, like, different sustain options. Like, I got the Lyco because I like the idea behind it. I don't think Hoyoverse are the people to pull this off. I really don't. It's Jesse. Okay, clearly I'm right. Don't matter here. Balor was the best. You know what? You know, you're right. You're right. Your opinion is clearly better than mine. It's just one of those. I don't like how. Like, everything here replies to. He's not really a sustainer of Venturine. He's just a follow-up thing. I don't know. I like the idea behind it, and then in practice, Hoyoverse ain't people to pull this off. Look at Hyacinth. Like, that's all I need to say. Sparkle, that is exactly it. Characters branching out a bit, which is right. With Venturine, right? We discussed this before. In fact, let me show you what I'm on about. If we go over to Memory of Chaos real quick, there's a certain enemy here. So this stupid fucking fish thing. This stupid... In fact, we're going to go into it. This is just a quick example. Oh, hopefully. This fish attacks everybody constantly. So, right there, Venturine follows up. You get another stack there, attack. Right there, more follow-up. That's what we're on about. 10,000, not a lot of damage. But, you know, I've done that twice now. That's over 20,000 damage. And I can keep doing that more and more. I like that. The fact that, like, Linkshire in a Super Break team could just deal 300k damage at worst if the enemy's broken, that's ridiculous. For example, because Super Break's out the meta at the moment. But holy shit. It needs to change. Or it needs to be better. Like I said, I don't think Hoyoverse are the people to pull this off. Because like you've said, Sparkle, they just deal damage for absurd amounts of damage for no reason other than, yeah, we've inflated the HP of the bosses to compensate for powerful units. Just make sustainers sustain well. You don't need to have them, I sustain, also 200k nuke. It isn't the sustainers themselves, but it's a ridiculous easy damage source. I mean, yeah, that too, like, once you're broken, no, even sustainers can become DPSs. I mean, look at Critshire, okay? Like, people run Linkshire as a DPS in Super Break. That's just... Yeah, that's just it, though. That's what I mean, though. Imagine if, and God forbid, somebody gets this idea, Super Break Danhong. With the Soul Dragon Danhong. It's just, like, right now, because of this, because I got the Lycone of this insane increases attack by 64%, I'm actually being a hypocrite right now. I'm in the process of building a DPS Danhong. Because I've got the Lycone. Because I can sustain in 2 different ways now. Rather than having to go for what I can provide a shield, let that shield die. Okay, now I can heal, doing big damage with ultimate. I shouldn't have to, you know, be thinking that. I could just be like, okay, I've built him to sustain. That's what he's going to do. I'm going to let Anaxa, I'm going to let Finon, I'm going to let, like, V-Herter, Jingliu, Acheron, fucking Jingyuan do all the DPS for me. Not Danhong as well as a DPS. It's a sustainer, not a sub-DPS. Why are we doing it this way, Hoyoverse? What the fuck? But yeah, that's just my thoughts. And people are going to disagree. People are going to be like, no, wait, let him cook. He's got a point. You're going to see me be like, you know what, let's Photoshop the Walter White mustache on and see what happens. I'd look horrible with it, trust me, I've tried. But yeah, let me know what you think, because I'm kind of fed up with it. I really am. I'm fed up with looking at every character going, right, they have to be a DPS or else they're worse than Hyacinth. And Hyacinth is just excellent at everything. Best character in the game. Don't even try and argue about that. She's the best character in the game. Fuck you if you disagree. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you for the next one. Stay refreshing.